Alright, here, we're back at this thing. We are about 30 minutes into the video here. We've let this stuff set up for about 30 minutes. I decided to go ahead and submerge this entire thing in coffee and to give it the full effect. It was the sample that was sitting here that I had poured a little bit from the cup. Figured, well, we had plenty of coffee, and I don't drink coffee, so we'll just submerge it just for the sake of really ramping this thing up. So what we've got here, I'm going to take this sample, try not to spill it on myself because I really don't like wine, and I'm going to take this thing over and I'm just going to kind of dump it out. And you'll notice that we've got a film on there, and we've also got those letters did not move. I'm going to turn the sink on and just kind of get this thing going. So I don't know if you can really see well on this projection, but what I'm actually seeing in reality here is a very light film from the red, the dark red. I'm not seeing anything from the light pink wine. And obviously we still got a very strong pen mark going on. So we're just going to set that down for now. And what we're doing this on is actually some EcoTop as well. So we're going to take this, we're going to pour the coffee out. Okay, we've got our Snow White sticker on the back of here. Alright, we're just going to give this thing a rinse. Obviously we've got some coffee all around here. Don't ever have me make your coffee. That's why I didn't work at Starbucks. Not that good at it. Alright, so what I'm seeing on this sample, you'll notice right in here, there's a line where it was sitting. Okay, so everything over here is basically stained with a light brown stain. Not too bad, but definitely not something that you're going to want in your kitchen. So I'm going to take this rag and I'm just going to clean up all this excess here. Alright, and I've also included some 409 to the party. Alright, so we're going to bring our 409. Okay, you'll notice it's an all-purpose cleaner. Alright, it's with bleach. Just 409 soap and water is going to do the trick here. So what I'm going to do, so if I can get this camera off my hand here. Alright, so I'm going to grab soap first. Okay, I'm going to put some soap here. Now keep in mind, I only went after the stuff that's really, this is just not even a kitchen soap. This is some bath soap that, Bath and Body Works. Nothing too major there. So I basically was describing how I went at the most harsh things to stain this. I'm just going to set the camera down while I go wipe these up. So your everyday stuff like jelly and all that good stuff, not going to have an effect. Okay, I'm just going to rub this soap in. I'm really going to go at this coffee one first. Okay, really just kind of getting into this thing, laying into it. Yeah, let me put some elbow grease on it, just much like you would do in your regular kitchen. Okay, and what I'm looking at here now, oh, sorry about that, camera got a little jacked up, but what I'm looking at now is no line. Okay, the line was right here, and over here it was stained. Okay, I don't see any stain on this thing at all. Okay, the coffee has completely been removed. And for those of you guys, this is I don't know what this coffee brand means, but it's a medium dark. So it's not the darkest stuff, but it's a medium dark. This is what I had around the office. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this piece here. I'm going to start scrubbing on this. Now the Sharpie markers are about the toughest thing out there to get out. Okay, it's harder than wines, it's harder than bacon greases, it's harder than juice and citrus acids. There's really nothing out there that's harder to get out than this. Okay, as I scrub this thing really hard. Okay, just giving this thing a nice scrub. Okay, so what I've done here is I've gotten some of this stuff to fade. There's a little bit of fading going on in here. There's a little bit of fading going on here. I've got it to go away a little bit, but as you'll notice, that's pretty prominent. You're thinking, oh wow, this stuff's not going to go anywhere. So now I'm going to ramp it up. I'm going to go to the 409. I'm going to get busy with this stuff here. And I'm just going to squirt that. I'm going to allow that to just kind of run through the sample here a little bit. And really just kind of let this stuff travel. And you'll notice I'm actually witnessing this brown coming right off. Our liquid now is running brown. Okay, now I'm going to take this thing. I'm going to rub the M, which was the brown, and I'm just going to put some elbow juice into it. And it's almost come completely off, and I didn't even let the stuff set up. Okay, it's almost off. If I hit it again, it'd probably come off, and we're going to do that. So we're going to hit it again, and we're just going to let this stuff hang out on here. We're going to go at this black one next. The brown one was the Sharpie. The one I'm going at next is going to be this thick off-brand Papermate Black. Okay, and that's the one right there. So, we're going to go at this thing. And you notice it started to come off right away. It's not completely off, but it's starting to come off. Okay, so it didn't come completely off. Alright, this M, that M is almost off of there. Get a better look at it. Okay, the M, you can still see kind of a very faint M. Here, obviously, that's pretty prominent. And this R, we're going to go in at the R now. Alright, just going to try this thing out. Oh, great. It's not coming out. Okay? So soap, water, and 409 couldn't get it out. Alright, see, you still got some prominence on there. So the coffee came right up. Alright, coffee came right out. Now, coming to the last and final step, we have sandpaper. This countertop was basically finished with a 220 grit sandpaper and then a Scotch-Brite finish. So, if you carry some of this in one of your drawers, okay, you just leave it in your drawer. Anytime you run into something, my niece likes to cut sandwiches on this table. I don't really recommend it, but I can definitely fix it pretty simply put. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these stains one last time. The M is very, very faint. Okay, we'll zoom in a little bit. And the other marks are still pretty prominent. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take this sandpaper. I'm going to go right at these things. I'm going to stand it up. And notice this is my thumb. And I've hit it about 3 times. Where'd that R go? The R is completely gone. Okay? Now there's some stuff still hanging on the thing. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go at it just a little bit more. Get this one off. Okay, so a little bit more. Now, alright, blow it off. So that took me about 30 seconds. So now we're going to go back to our sample and we're going to look at this thing a little bit closer. So there's absolutely nothing left. No marks, no nothing. Now one thing you're probably thinking is, well, if I sand too deep, I might change the color. Other product brands in the paper-based category change color when you sand into them. Well, EcoTop does not. EcoTop is actually not a pigmented resin formula and a white paper. It is actually, in all of our products, it is pigmented pulp fiber and a clear 100% water-based resin that doesn't change with exposure to UV and it doesn't change as you sand in at depth. Okay, so in that little amount of time, we've basically got coffee. Okay, we've got 2 different types of wine. We've got a couple different types of Sharpie markers and a highlighter off of this thing. The highlighter came off with soap and water. Okay, the Sharpie markers, they took sanding process. Coffee came out with soap and water, and the wines came out with 409. So that's pretty much the staining end of this thing. So what we want to do is also I want to cover the finish and conditioner angle. So finish and conditioner really is only required on some of the darker colors. Okay, so what we've got here is the EcoTop finish and conditioner. Alright, it's an all-natural vegetable oil ingredients. Okay, you can go to www.cliptech.com to check this out. It's a 4 fluid ounce bottle. Alright, so the ingredients in here, it says soybean oil, coconut oil, palm oil, vegetable emulsifier, water, and carnauba wax. The carnauba wax is basically an ingredient that hardens and adds as a sacrificial layer, and the oils basically act as a lotion to dry skin. So what I'm going to do here is, while I hold this camera, let's see if I can pop this thing with one arm or one hand. Okay, got it. Alright, so what I want you to see here is, first of all, this is a regular jet black piece of material. Okay, this is probably, of the colors, the most in need of finish and conditioners. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab some on the corner here. Okay, that's just a little bit. So this bottle right here on a countertop about this size, okay, that's a 36-inch overhang with no support on a peninsula. Okay, it's basically attached and mechanically fastened to the cabinetry. Runs, there's a break with the drop-in sink, and it goes around here, okay, and right this little piece over here for the refrigerator. Now this little bottle right here should last about 1.5 years, okay, because we're not using that much. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rub this stuff in. Okay, get it a nice good rub in. Okay, now even that, you can see that there's some excess there. That's probably too much. Okay, so you want to spread that out over the whole course of the area that you're looking to cover. I'm going to leave some not covered so you can get a feel for how it looks. I'm going to set this camera down. Okay, you can kind of see that side angle. Typically you want to let this stuff set up for a couple hours, okay, before you rub it off. And you're just going to leave it set, and you're going to come back and you're going to, kind of get into this thing. And what I mean is you're going to get into it hard and put some elbow grease into it. You're just going to rub it off. Don't leave any excess there. Okay, so the oils have found their way into the product, and you can see the unfinished side and what that does to it. It livens it up. So you've got one side, in bad lighting, that really looks kind of grayish. And then you've got another side that's darker because of the finish and conditioner. Again, that's acting like lotion to dry skin. So it's good on darker colors to have that. It's not going to make any difference on these lighter colors. So that is the tutorial on the EcoTop product with regards to staining and finishing. Hope you guys enjoyed, and you can visit www.cliptech.com if you have any questions on this.